This is a horror game podcast. It is meant for mature audiences. It may contain adult language, violence, and sexual themes, as well as shocking revelations. Viewer discretion is advised. Greetings, fellow investigators, and welcome back to our video podcast, Into the Darkness, where my friends and I are playing the Call of Cthulhu role-playing game. I'm your host, Thom Raley. The scenario is The Burning Stars. It was written by David Conyers, and it can be found in Terrors from Beyond. I'm the Keeper of Arcane Lore, and this is Episode 7. Our recap will be given by Kent Blue as his character, Dirk Kessler, the one and only. So without any further delay, let's continue our journey into the darkness. Dirk?
All right. The following is a letter that is enclosed in an envelope addressed to the Shaw Investigations in New York. Mr. Shaw, I beg you, take the contents of this letter seriously. What I'm about to recount may sound impossible, strange, frightening, but you know me. I've worked under your employ long enough to earn your trust. I do not embellish. I do not chase phantoms. In our line of work, we deal in truth, and what follows is exactly that. So again, I ask you to read this with an open mind. Guy and I traveled to Haiti and met Mr. Sterling, along with his right-hand man, Mr. O'Neill, his daughter, Donna, and her friend, Amy Lachlan. I've enclosed our initial notes concerning the disappearance of Jack Sterling. Sadly, we learned the truth. Jack is dead, drawn into the orbit of a fanatical cult. The details are unclear, but tonight we hope for answers and more. A string of strange leads brought us from a local mystic to a rebel leader, and eventually back to our hotel. There, we prepared to perform a ritual to contact a malevolent spirit known as a baka. I understand how that sounds, but if you'd seen what we had, you'd understand this was the only path left. For nearly an hour, we recited the chant given to us by Mama Josephine. A candle flickered, darkened, and laughter filled the room. Then it arrived, the baka, a wicked spirit, playful, cruel. It spoke of King Kaleko as a friend, but boasted it would betray him for the right price. Mr. Sterling bargained for knowledge, how to defeat Kaleko, how to rescue his son, and why we were missing time. The Baka answered with riddles, spells, and demands. In return, we gave it pieces of ourselves, our souls. I mean that literally. I felt it siphoned something essential from me. It taught us a powerful ritual, but warned us. Kaleko knows it too. Then something changed. Whatever Sterling asked, whatever deal was struck, held something back. I've started to remember. The labyrinth, the phrase. Knowing myself is the beginning of all wisdom. My first journey into the jungle. Mama Josephine's warning. A darkness around you. A tarot reader's voice. You have suffered a great loss and found a way to cope. The way people stared at me in town. The O&I soldiers, Major Medwin, all speaking to me, not us. Medwin muttering multiple personalities. Mr. O'Neill wanted to look at himself in a mirror and went for the bathroom. Neither O'Neill nor Sterling could grasp the handle, but I could. I looked in the mirror, saw all of them in my face. I wore some of their clothes, pieces here and there. It was clear now. I went into the jungle with Sterling, Donna, Amy, O'Neill, and Guy, but I came back alone. Somehow, through tragedy or something darker, their souls clung to mine. They live within me, speak through me, act through me. We tested it. They can control my body. They bring strength I never had. They can scout ahead, leaving me briefly. And disturbingly, we learned they can possess the dead. O'Neill proved this with a cultist corpse, though it didn't end well. Still, it's possible. We knew we were nearing the end. One way or another, everything we'd uncovered pointed toward the star pools hidden deep in the hills. If Kaleko and his cult could be stopped, it would happen there. And if they couldn't, then at least we know we tried. But the truth is, I don't expect a return. This feels like an ending. Senegal agreed to help in his own way. He gave me a Thompson and spared two of his men, Jean Pedro and Lucian, to guide us part way through the jungle. They won't go all the way, just close enough to point us towards the pools. and then they'll turn back. I can't say I blame them. As we pressed deeper into the jungle, the air began to change. The humidity thickened, the sound of insects faded, replaced by an unnatural stillness. Even the birds had fallen silent. The light dimmed, though the canopy above hadn't changed. Each step forward felt heavier, like the jungle itself was resisting us. Then we broke into a clearing, and everything stopped. I barely had time to catch my breath before I felt it. A shift, a pulling sensation. One by one, the others began to leave me. One by one or all at once, I couldn't tell. But they all left me seeking something. Something awful, I fear.
Something pulled me off the trail, like a whisper just out of earshot. In a thicket, I found a scrap of fabric I recognized. My own, one of my favorite pieces of clothing. Nearby, there was a page from the New York Repost, damp and curling. Then I saw her. I saw me. I saw my own body, lying half buried in leaves, skin mottled, eyes open, hollow.
As we entered the clearing, something tugged at me, familiar and terrible. I found my wallet on the ground, right where I would have kept it. Then the boot, my boot, torn and weathered, with my foot still in it, twisted and bloodied.
I stepped away from Dirk when I saw the small path. Following it, I found the jungle had been burned, almost as if it had been burned away just for me, revealing a terrible truth. In the center of this charred foliage was my body, half melted, face eroded by acid. My mind likened this horrific image to those pictures in the papers of Madame Tussauds melted waxworks after the fire. Curling my hands inward, I felt something inside me crack.
A lone tree drew me toward it, thick, gnarled, and waiting. I walked around its trunk and found myself slumped against it, pistol in hand, blood on my chest, eyes open, mouth slack. I didn't need to guess what had happened. I'd already lived it. The gun, and the silence after. The slow collapse. It was quiet there, in a way that felt final.
I was drawn to a cluster of trees. At their base, I found my tie. I found my hat. They were dirt streaked and torn. Then I looked up. I looked up and I saw my body hanging from a low branch, impaled like a trophy. My limbs dangled. My face stared down at me, dead, empty.
Now I sit alone in that clearing, writing this letter by the last available light. I'm scared, but I found a way to survive before. I can't remember, but I imagine I was less prepared then. Mr. Shaw, Roger, if you're reading this, it means I did not come back. I failed. Please do not send anyone after me. There is nothing here worth the risk. But I beg two favors from you. Find Mr. Sterling's wife. It won't be easy, but she deserves to know the truth of what happened to her family. And second, look after those God has left behind. He followed me into hell without hesitation, trusting that I knew what I was doing. I didn't. I led him to his death. He was loyal, steady, and too good for the fate he met out there. Whatever burden I carry, he deserves better. A kind word, a gesture, a debt repaid, something. Please don't let him be forgotten. With what's left of me, Dirk Kessler.
So after a moment's reflection, you all walk back into the clearing where Dirk is standing. Dirk is quiet. He doesn't know what you've seen, but he can guess.
I'm sorry to all of you that whatever you found out there is how I left you in these hills.
Wasn't like it was a big surprise or anything at this point.
It's how you had to leave us to live. So
Yeah.
we all can have a chance to get some sort of vengeance.
What are you all talking about? This is a joke. This isn't happening. What kind of trick have you played on me? I know my birthday is coming up, Daddy. This is an elaborate joke. Why would you do this? This is a terrible, terrible idea. Amy, how could you do
Oh,
this?
Donna, this is not a joke. I'm
That's
so
Sterling.
sorry. I'm so sorry, Donna. This is all my fault. This is all my fault. I'm so sorry.
I know you have links. Those movies, these could be props. This isn't real.
Oh, Donna, no. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry to you, to Amy, to everyone.
Yeah, Donna, this is no joke. This really happened. Like, these are no props, but even think about what we experienced with the Baka and after the Baka, how we cannot move too far away from Dirk. It's real. We have to accept the evidence that we've seen.
I just
Yes.
can't. This is too much. You all are making me feel like I've lost it. I mean,
Donna.
why would our bodies be here? But I'm right here. You're right there. We're all fine. Where are the other actors? Make them come out.
Donna, I need you to pull it together. We still have work to do. We have work to do. We have important work to do. It's not just us. It's the fate of the world.
Miss Sterling, your father would never do such a horrible thing to you. You have to face the reality of it.
What happens quite suddenly. A man dressed in very little clothing, but obviously with a painted face and so forth, and a third eye on his forehead, comes out of the jungle with a machete. Only he runs directly at James Sterling, and he screeches some sort of war cry or whatever you'd call it, and brings his machete down on James Sterling, and the knife just passes through as if there's nothing there. But he obviously seems to be able to see James, and it seems like it's an ambush. Your two guides suddenly turn around. They were a little ahead of you, and they see this man and level their guns. What do you guys want to do?
I want to run up to the guy that just attacked Mr. Sterling and basically try to keep my distance to. I want to dodge, basically distract him with me, so someone else that can actually kill them or take care of them will. And I just kind of want to feint and pretend to fight him, dodge as best as I can.
Yeah.
So let's go ahead and throw this into let's see, where is it? Dexterities order. Yeah, I've got your dexterities. As you guys are reacting to this, two other cultists come out of the woods swinging machetes. One of them's going for one of your guides, but he's got a shotgun, so he's not going to stand there and take it. But I see Sean would go first if he wants to go.
Okay, so it looks like he's dealing with.
We'll say that Guy's tactic works.
Okay.
The guy is swinging at Guy.
Yeah. That guy who's going to go against the guy with the shotgun, I'm sort of running for him because I'm expecting him to get hit. I'm going to hold my action. I'm going to dive into his body as soon as he takes the blunt of it.
Okay. Dirk, you go next.
I am going to pull my 38 and shoot at the one that it is trying to hit Guy.
Okay, go ahead and roll.
Oh gosh, great start. I'll spend the 8 luck to make that a hit, just a
Okay.
regular hit.
Yep, it's the last session. Burn it.
Yeah.
You hit him. He does not manage to dodge. Well, he can't touch a bullet anyway, but go ahead and roll damage to him.
Okay, looks like 1d10. That is 6.
He's got 6 down. He is severely wounded. Let's see.
And in my mind, I just have the thought, kind of to myself, it's like, okay, let's see what we can do.
Yeah, Guy,
It's
you
kind
can go again. You're
Um,
you're distracting him. He thinks
Yeah.
you're real.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess I'm going to continue doing that if that's
You're just
all
going to
I
continue
can.
distracting.
Yeah,
All
I'll
right.
finger gun him. No, no. I'm sorry.
Amy,
for
do you
paying
want to do
attention.
anything?
Pew pew.
Did you say Amy?
Yeah, Amy, do you want to do
Yeah.
something?
One of them was holding a gun, and the other had machetes, right?
No, the 3 of them have machetes. They don't have guns.
Okay, I want to try and mount the closest one to me. And if I'm successful, I'll cut my own throat. If not, whatever.
All right. Go ahead and do a power roll.
99.
Oh,
So that's definitely a fail.
So you run up to the guy and he turns to slash at you, and you kind of bounce off of him. But he also bounces back off of you. So for that moment you were kind of solid, but not solid enough to get inside of him. You feel though like you might be able to in fact do that. James Sterling.
Okay, of course, I was when it first happened. When the machete came at me, I was in complete terror, thinking I'm still alive. But then once I saw that it had no effect, it's like a light bulb hits, and I'm like, the third eye. They can see us because of the third eye. Try to smear the mark off of their forehead, whatever ritual they've done. See if that works, so they can't see us anymore.
I say smear it off with your gun.
That works too.
You don't want to do any action?
Now how many of them are there? There's 2 or 3
There's
now?
3.
3.
One's been wounded.
I think I'm going to run towards. I'm going to go to the one that's wounded, and I'm going to try to. I'm going to try the same thing. I want to see if I can mount them while they're still alive and not quite yet dead.
Okay. Cool.
Power roll that is a fail. I think it's a fail. 1 sec. Look at the wrong thing. Power.
your power's not 150 anymore.
Yeah, I know. I had to remember what it was.
It was so big.
It's an 87 over 80, so that was a fail.
All right. So once again, yeah, there's kind of when you get near him, if he tries to swing at you, it doesn't have any effect at all. But when you try to merge with him, there's a struggle kind of between the 2 of you, but you're not getting in. And Donna.
Donna's still in her bout of madness, correct?
Well, it was like 3 rounds, so you decide when
Okay.
you're done. It's pretty soon you'll be.
Okay. Well, I think this first one, she's still in that state of mind. And like Guy was saying, she's like, "Oh, we're in the fight scene now. Okay." And she holds up her hand like it's a gun and starts going up to the cultist. Bang, bang, you're dead. Bang, bang, you're dead.
Yeah, nothing happens, obviously.
It had
Um,
worked though.
one of your guides fires his shotgun right into the chest of one of them,
Mhm.
and he goes down,
Okay, I'm taking him.
and the other one misses.
So I'm going
but
to try to
doesn't
take the
get
guy
hit.
who went down at this
I
point.
should try to. Well, let me try to roll for the
Okay.
cultists. I think there's only one. Yeah, neither roll got good, so they're still struggling just to get up. Well, two of them are struggling to get up because they've been
Well, I
shot.
guess I'll try anyways because I would have figured he would have dropped dead. But so just a straight power roll again.
Yeah, it's your POW against mine.
Oh, okay. Well, I have a 60 POW, but I rolled a 17, so that's a hard success. I don't know if that matters.
That's much better than mine.
Okay.
So in this, which one were you going through? The one
The
that
guy who got
shot?
shotgunned, because I thought I had to get dead people and I was going to try to get him dead. But if he's still
Okay.
alive, I'll take him, machete in hand, and I'll run towards the other cultist who's still standing if he's around.
So when the shotgun hit him, he did the classic flying backwards and landing on the ground,
Okay.
gritting his teeth and holding himself like this. You go over towards him and you slam down into him, and
Mhm.
suddenly you open your eyes and you're looking out of his eyes.
Mhm.
And interestingly enough, you don't feel pain.
Mhm.
You just feel the body. So he stops grimacing, and
Mhm.
suddenly you're just laying on your back.
Okay.
Way off in the back of your mind,
Mhm.
you can hear somebody almost as if they're inside of a room pounding on the door trying to get
Yeah.
out.
Yeah. I think I know who that is. Okay.
But yeah, you start to get up. We'll see if the guy doesn't just come over and finish
Well,
you
I'll
off.
try to avoid the shotgun guy, even if it means running back into the jungle, because I don't want to waste this body.
Okay. Dirk.
All right, I'm going to try to finish off the one I've already shot by shooting him again.
Okay.
Oh, that's a 13. That's much better. 13
Yeah,
is
there you
I'm
Blam.
would spending one to make an extreme matter?
Don't waste your luck on that.
All right.
No, don't.
Okay, yeah, just a hard then. So just a D10.
Yeah.
Well, that's a 9.
Yeah, you've blown his head off,
Yeah, sorry. Y'all can't use that one.
which might make him not very good for mounting.
No.
I did wipe that eyeball off, though.
Yeah. Good job.
Guy.
I am going to look over at Dirk and just point both my hands at the missing head now and just be like, "Good shot!" And that's it. I don't know what else I really can do. I guess I could try to mount the other one, but I don't know if I want to mount anything yet. So
Okay. Amy. So you've got one badly wounded, one who's up on his feet now with a machete, and the other one's dead.
I'll go for the most healthy one and just try to mount this one. Like I failed horribly last time, but I got the feeling that I'm just getting used to how this all works. And maybe if I try a few times, I'll finally succeed. 45. I think that should be a pass. I had my sheet. Oh, yeah, here. A power roll, right?
Yeah.
I have regular success.
Okay. He got an 81, so he failed. So you come up behind him when he's not, he's swinging it at somebody else, and you slam into him, and you can feel yourself sort of as if you were putting on a jacket, around you, and shoving him into a dark corner of his own mind. He seems terrified. You can feel that he doesn't know what's going on, but he's no longer in control of the body. So I assume you stop swinging the machete.
Um, I stop swinging the machete. I'll slash my own throat.
Ooh.
All right. I
Because
don't
then
think that
our
he can.
I'm sorry. Then our two guys who are escorting us also know that this guy is not a threat anymore, because they will not notice that I'm mounting him. So I think
Right.
this will be
And
the cleanest.
they will, in fact, think that he's committed suicide. Which I guess technically he hasn't, but he has. So he cuts his own throat. There's not much he can do to resist that. And Amy, what you find is, regardless of the fact that he's cut his own throat and his blood is now pouring down his front, he doesn't feel like he's getting dizzy or weak to you. You feel
'cause
that whatever he is fading away, but you can still control the body, even
That
though
makes
he's
sense. Yeah, and if he
Yeah,
dies,
because
you can stay in there.
we could somebody mounted the dead body last week as well.
Mm.
Okay, I'll lay down the machete and try to make clear to our escort, like,
He's gonna freak out.
right. So the escort's got the gun trained on you.
Yeah, I start yelling, don't shoot them.
yeah, well, which ones? But I'll make clear that I have no intentions of meaning them. That I don't mean them any harm.
Because the surviving ones have been mounted, right? Or mounted and then cut its own throat, so not surviving. But
Well, one's dead, one's badly wounded, and the other one is mounted by me, I think.
Sean got one.
Right. Yep.
And then I blew the head off the other one. Heat of the moment, sorry. And then you got the other one, right?
Yep.
Okay, so then
I think we're out of combat unless something else happens.
Yeah. So the two combatants stop combating and suddenly become if you yell to stop, your men stop too, but they've got their guns trained on both of them.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, what do you want us to do? You want us to tie them up, or do you want us to kill them?
please don't ruin this body.
Yeah, neither of those. We just trust that we are in control of these two now. They are working with us now. They are not going to attack you or attack me. They are working with us to go and complete, to take out Kaleko.
You can't trust these people.
So which one is it? Is it Lucian or which one is in front of me right now?
Let's play Lucian. Okay.
Dirk,
Lucian, we're in control now. Don't worry. And I'll give a little salute with my machete.
Oh, yeah.
Dirk, tell them
It's
they're
like-
zombies now or something. I think they believe in that.
I think they shoot.
Sure, we're zombies. Whatever that means. I don't know what a zombie is as a 1930s person.
I think zombies in voodoo are not
They're not well
particularly-
known, I think, at that point.
Okay.
But they're also not very well looked upon, right? So I'll probably just say something like that I'm a Loa who's mounting this guy in order to help.
We're a good
help
Loa.
us.
Yeah, I have help.
Yeah.
I've help from other sources that have taken over these bodies. They are with us.
So Lucian fails his willpower, and he turns and he says, I've had enough of this. This is evil magic, and he runs into the jungle. The other guy looks like he's about ready to do the same.
Just okay. If you're going to run, just point. Where do we need to go? That's all I need to know now.
I want to try to mount the soldier that is that is still there.
Okay. I forget his name.
It's
Guy. No,
it's
This guy. Guy mountain guy.
Jean Pedro, I think. Jean Pedro.
It was Jean.
Yeah.
Oh wow! I
Jean
just
Pedro.
John Pedro.
Yeah.
Pedro. Yeah,
Oh, I got a 007,
Feels a little worse when you do.
which is extreme.
Well, he got a 96. So
yeah. All right.
you slam into the back of him before he can realize what's going on. And suddenly his fears are multiplied, and he is locked in the little back room of his mind, and you're in control of his body.
I
What
think
kind of weapons does he have?
We'll say he has got a couple of guns and a shotgun.
Okay.
I think seeing
Um,
that James is going to chase after Lucian and ran into the jungle and see if he can catch up with them. And
Okay. So
for as
you're
long as
running. You're
yeah,
Not
running
the
after
good guys.
Lucian, and you get about 50 feet
You're not going to get
and
far.
run
Yeah,
around behind a
that's what I
tree
figured.
and snap back
Yeah.
Yeah.
to where Dirk
Lu-
is.
Lucian's
Say,
got his
I
own
lose.
stories to tell now.
I lose sight of you pretty quickly out here, I imagine. So
Can you tell us if we mounted someone, are we still we're not connected to Dirk the same, or are we still connected to Dirk the same way?
No, I don't think that situation's been explained.
Because I'll try to
Um,
run after my compatriot to get him
Well,
to
you'll
come
find
back.
out then, won't you? Yeah.
Yeah, and I was just
Now they can use they can use these bodies to communicate with those who can't see us, right? Once they're in the body, right? So they can talk and they would hear what they said, right?
say that again.
If once somebody's mounted, like a living person or whatever, a dead person, the person that mounted can now talk to people who normally wouldn't be able to see us, right?
Through their voice, through their
Yeah.
mouth.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Makes sense.
I'm going to say it makes sense that once you're mounted into the body, you can go farther away
Mm.
okay. I'm
than
gonna.
where Dirk.
Can I try to get my compatriot back and get him to
Sure,
come back here?
you can run after him, but he's running at top speed. He's terrified of what.
Oh, so he's
going on.
gone. All right, never mind then.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
wanna do that.
all right.
Understandably so.
Yeah.
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 I have a
So-
feeling we're going to get more people to mount soon, so we won't have to hold on to that one if you want to let him go at some point.
Yeah.
They can
Uh,
see us. They can see us. They saw me. They saw you. It has to have something to do with this third eye, this opening of a third eye.
Especially to the point where they thought you were real.
Yeah.
Where you
Yeah.
you were able to be physically harmed.
Yeah.
Mhm.
They didn't realize what we were, but they could see us. So they must have some they must have some way. This mean that all the cultists are going to be able to see us. So we're there, as it were. We're not hidden like we thought we would be.
Well, that's
Well, I mean, you'll be
advantages and
hidden.
disadvantages.
You'll probably be hidden if you get back inside of me.
Or if we take a body to hide in. I'm going to try to make myself look like I'm not as injured, so I can maybe pretend to be okay. Like maybe kind of put some innards back in my stomach and kind of like tighten my belt around that area and whatever kind of damage he's got.
Well, they're not wearing much of anything. They're wearing maybe like mostly like a grass skirt or something.
Oh, shoot. Okay.
Where was Sean wearing a belt? Because there's a fully clothed Sean not far away.
I don't really want to.
Well, we'll say this is
Do
a
that
little
to
farther
myself.
on.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah,
Okay.
let's.
Go back.
I'm gonna stick to the grass skirt. That's fine. Yeah.
Something else you notice now. I mean, it was too much going on at once. Donna, you're calming down. Both cultists are wearing necklaces around their neck with a stone that looks like it's made out of maybe obsidian.
Mhm.
It's fairly sharp, and it definitely reminds you of the sharp stone that Dirk is wearing,
Mhm.
though it's obviously not the same thing.
Mhm.
Maybe a symbol of what Dirk has. Dirk has the real thing. They have just sharp stones.
Should we use
So-
I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say, should we use the mounted cultists as like basically distractions if I can be taken as prisoner by one to get as close as we can possibly,
Well,
and maybe cause a distraction so Dirk would be able to complete his ritual casting. I think that might
whatever.
be one idea for it.
Yeah, whatever we do, your guy is helping us, so I'd really like to avoid situations where he's going to die. So if it's looking, I mean, like he was helping us. He's not the enemy. So I mean, we should try our best to preserve his life as much as possible.
Let's see if we can find some more cultists for us to swap
yeah,
here.
shed him shed him at earliest opportunity, and send him on his way with one of his guns or something. But
So by
Just
now,
go-
I can step out now
yeah.
I mean,
No, yeah, but he gave us the information, the direction towards the star pools and where we need to go. So I think we should send him on his way.
Guy, before you send him on his way,
hope he
hand me
doesn't-
one of his guns. I can use it in this body.
all right. So,
Yeah.
which one? Do you want the shotgun?
No, I'll take the pistol.
Shotgun's good.
No, we don't want to leave him.
Okay,
defense-
sure, I'll take the
he's gone.
shotgun. You're a shotgun fan. I'll take the shotgun just to keep you happy, guy.
Don't
Two
leave him
two
defenseless if he's
shotguns
going
for
back
us.
to.
He
That's why I was going to take one
Don't
of his
leave him
guns.
defenseless.
He does have
I'm
two.
only going
other-
to take one.
He has two
Yeah.
pistols. He has
Yeah.
two pistols left.
We'll
so
send
that-
him back with at least one of his pistols. So.
Yeah.
I'm specifically not asking for a gun because I'm just gonna float the idea of I just want to hop from body to body and just off myself each time I enter and then try to see if I can find a new one.
Yeah.
Like that seems like the most efficient way of doing this.
Okay, so I do after I hand off the gun to O'Neill, I do unmount him and send him on his way.
well, yeah, the second he's unmounted, he screams in terror and runs away from you, running back the way he came, yelling something that probably means, spirits, evil spirits, or something like that as he runs.
Yeah. So real quick before we move on, can I just confirm all the weapons we have? So I have a 38, our rebuilt shotgun, and then a Thompson is what Dirk has, I think. And then we have a new shotgun and a new pistol. Okay. I'll have to look up stats for a Thompson. But
Donna's just standing there, like coming out of this weird euphoria, this manic euphoria she was in, realizing she just saw a man's head explode and her best friend jump inside another man and then slit his throat. And she's like, Daddy, I can't do this. I can't do that. We're murdering people. I've never seen anything like this in my life.
None of us have. Donna, you don't have to do anything you don't want. All right. You know it's there if you need it in an emergency. You have the ability, but if you don't want to do it, no one's going to force you.
I don't want to be. I don't know if I can help. I just know I can't.
You
can't
are helping.
make these
You're keeping
people
us
kill
sane.
themselves.
We're jumping into bodies. We're alive, dead. You're making us think, Donna, and that's important. You're making us think what the consequences of our actions are, what the morality of our actions is. That is very important. And I need that right now. I was going to take the other guy, Lucian. I was going to just take over him without any permission, without any. I'm glad I didn't. I'm glad I couldn't.
I'll walk up to Dawn and try to take her hand or anything and say, this is horrible and none of us should have to experience this, but you have to remember, these are the guys who murdered your brother. These are the guys who kidnapped Jack and did God knows what to him. We have to do it for him as well as for ourselves. But
Everybody do a listen roll.
Fail.
99.
fail.
Don't know what it is yet. It is 55. Okay.
Yeah, it was a fail.
Hard success.
At least one of you succeed. So, Sean, maybe it's because you're in a body, correct?
Now I can hear again. I've got eardrums.
Well, it's not so much here as you can feel something like an internal impact,
Hmm.
and you realize that you're feeling a low like a low frequency pounding,
Hmm.
and you realize that something is pounding off in the distance.
Drums?
Maybe it's drums, and they're just on the edge of so far away that you can't quite hear them, but you can feel them.
You can feel them as, yeah, low frequency. Can I put a direction to it?
Yeah, the direction that you need to go.
Okay. Mr. Sterling, I think at least one of their camps is in this way. I can feel their vibration of their drums. Dirk, perhaps Amy and I could sneak ahead and see what's going on.
Yeah. Yeah.
Amy, you're up
Scout
for
it out.
this?
Yeah, I guess
Okay.
we'll have to.
All right.
By now, it's starting to get darker. The stars are starting to come out. The redness in the horizon is slowly getting darker and darker. You're working your way through the jungle, and now you can all hear it. You can feel it first, and then you can hear it. But there's definitely mad drums that are being pounded up ahead of you somewhere. Fortunately, there's not much light in the jungle. You're able to stay very concealed. Nobody would be able to see you unless they shined a light on
Hmm.
you. And after about a half a mile, uh, the clearing starts to, I mean, the path you're on sort of opens up a little bit.
Hmm.
So you see this all at once, but let me describe what you're seeing. Uh, you believe that you are now coming up to the star pools. Um, let me show you an illustration and I'll explain what it is. You're coming up from the bottom of the page. So you're coming up from out of the jungle down below. You can see that there are 6 large pools, and they're surrounded by huge standing stones. Now, the standing stones are probably about 30 feet high each. They're huge. And this entire area that I'm showing you in the picture, that's probably about 500 feet across, 150 meters. It's large, like a stadium sized.
Hmm.
There are torches in a path leading towards what look like 3 huts on the far end. And the interior, the areas between the pools, are filled with people. And the people are jumping up and down and dancing wildly, and not unlike some of the voodoo stuff that you saw earlier. They're out of their minds with their dancing. They are almost entirely naked. Uh, now you're still outside the circle of stones, but the stones are large enough that they provide a great deal of cover. Behind the stone, you're in pitch blackness. Nobody can see you there. But the people don't seem to be very far. They're not really outside the circle. So you can approach in the quiet, and there doesn't seem to be anybody outside the circle. They're all dancing. They're all completely distracted. And in the very center, there seems to be what looks like an altar set up with piles of human skulls all around it. The 3 huts remind you of the huts you saw in your dream. There are 3 of them. The one on the left-hand side seems to have light coming from it. There's torches. There seems to be a couple people going in and out of that hut. The one on the far right also has torches, but there are 2 guards posted there. And there are trappings hung over the hut that look like the three-eyed skull.
Hmm.
The one in the middle there's no light coming from it at all. It's pitch black. There's no curtain hung or anything. It's just pitch black, looking out at you, and it gives you a very creepy feeling.
I'm gonna guess that the one on the right with the guards is where James is, if he's still even alive.
Hmm.
And the one on the left is where King Kaleko is. And I think the one in the center might be our mysterious Egyptian Arab friend that's behind all this.
The large pools, are they just reflecting the sky? Is that sort of what as suggested by the picture, or is there anything odd about them?
They seem to glow slightly.
Mhm.
Yeah, they do seem to be reflecting the stars in the sky, but there's something more there. Something
Do we see the black
subterranean.
stars at all, like the ones from our?
No.
Okay. But I'm going to
And there's
suggest
a lot of noise and a lot of pounding of drums and
Why don't
ruckus.
Amy and I get James and Guy a body to take over.
I was gonna.
Yes.
Yeah, no, I was gonna ask if the cultists that we see, do all of them have this third eye painted on? Some of them, none of them.
Not all of them. Some of them do. Some
Like
of them
50-50, 20-80.
actually far less have it with that painted on. You get the feeling that the ones that it's painted on are older than the
Mhm.
others. There's a lot of people here that look like they could be in their late teens, early 20s.
Mhm.
Okay.
Do you approach the standing stones?
No, this is just for information about how we approach. I think we first want to discuss what we want to do, but
Yeah,
And the huts are on the opposite side of where you were.
We're on the side.
But there's lots of cover all the way around.
Bottom
Lots
one.
of
Yeah, we
cover.
can make it to there.
I suggest that we split up and leave Guy alone. I mean, not like Guy, but Dirk. Leave Dirk alone.
Mhm.
That way, when we do come out and they look towards us, they won't be looking at Dirk.
Of course.
My idea would be I want to stay unmounted. I want to go and try to mount one of the guards
Sure.
at the hut and then try to set it on fire.
That's a good idea.
Set the hut
Okay.
on, set the hut on fire. And actually set all the huts on fire just to cause
Sure.
the maximum disruption, maximum chaos, and hopefully Dirk can focus in on King Kaleko and do that
hope-
spell on him.
If
But
Well,
are you going to
if
be
James
able
is
to go
still
that
alive,
far away? Won't you get pulled back?
he needs to go part of the way. I think
Yeah, I guess part of it.
by
That's
behind the stones, he
point.
might be able to
yeah.
stay out of sight, but still keep us within sight because we'll be in the illuminated area. Mr. Randall, I kind of want to see if my son's still alive. I don't know what state he's in. I mean, we never really got. I mean, I expect the worst, but I can't be sure. I kind of want to.
I understand.
Let me see if my son's in there and I can get him out. There's two guards in front, but what if we each took one of them?
Let's go for it. Yeah, and we can go in there, see if your son's in there, and hopefully get him out. Otherwise, start setting stuff on fire.
And we're going to have to be embodied to help Dirk because he's going to be stuck holding King Kaleko in place. The rest of us are going to have to attack him.
Yeah.
That's my main thing is finding out where Kaleko is so I can, I mean, I'm going to have to get it, in
My guess
talking
is
distance of him quick. And
my guess is the hut on the right.
Yeah. So I
The
just,
center is something.
You guys who are discussing that, do a spot hidden for me.
I was going to suggest just go into the circle and just start some friendly fire. Mount a guy, hack another guy, and hop from body to body.
Amy, you're a chaotic spirit at heart, clearly. Regular success.
I feel this one.
Success,
Maybe-
regular.
Will a
Don't
hard
choose-
success?
All males. A female body may be more unsuspecting to them.
Will a hard success make a difference
yeah.
for the spot hidden?
No, not really. Yeah.
Okay.
All you're going to notice is that the huts are not like permanent things. It looks like they might be composed mostly of um, grass and tree trunks.
That'll ignite right
So
up.
um, they might not give you much resistance to just go through a wall. You don't know for sure, but they don't look like they're not built of stone, and they're certainly not, modern construction of any kind.
Now, the only other thing we need to take into account is the creature that we were warned about. Where is it?
So I think
those,
recon
it's in those
first.
pools.
Right.
Y'all use what you all can do and kind of get a lay of everything. Then we can kind of
Well,
figure out what we do after that once we know where all the pieces are.
Well, it looks like the ceremony hasn't started yet, obviously. I think that's what Kaleko was doing, is raising this lurker
Yeah.
from the depths. So it hasn't started yet. It's still down there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so
But
we need to work quick for,
I think we may have encountered the lurker before in that battle where we perished.
Right. So tell me what you guys want to do. James, what are you going to do?
Well, if Guy thinks it's good, I think maybe we go around on the right side and go towards the right hut. Maybe the others go around on the left, and we'll leave Dirk somewhere where he could see us, kind of going around, so we don't get snapped back.
The guards guarding the hut will likely be able to see you two, though. So you're gonna have to come from out of their blind spots. You
That's
can't just
what I
run
mean.
straight
We'd have
at
to
them.
come. Yeah, we would have to go all the way around and behind the hut.
And you
And,
said that it's fairly concentrated with people, right?
Yeah, there's lots. There's probably three or 400 people.
yeah, we're
Daddy,
within.
what if I jumped, mounted, whatever, one of these women and seductively danced my way across the field here? Maybe I can get a look inside the huts to see what's exactly in them without you having to do anything just yet.
That's not a bad idea because if she's in a body, she's gonna look like she belongs. That could work.
If you need a distraction, my idea is still on the table. I'll just hop into a few bodies, start hacking the neighbors, and see if we can start some infighting. It'll distract people anyway if they start fighting each other or not.
I'm assuming
Fights-
you're still on the edge of the jungle looking
Yeah,
at all this.
Yeah, we're
Yep.
making our plan.
But if you think that's maybe a little too hasty, I'll
I-
wait for whatever you
We
want.
need a signal.
I
or
like it.
something
I just
for
don't
when-
want to do it, too soon, and it kind of,
Yeah.
I think once
Yeah,
once
no.
things start happening, that's a great
Mr.
idea.
Sterling, do you want to let your daughter try this just to see what you can see?
I think that's a good idea. Get a little reconnaissance before any of us go. Let's see what we can get happening.
Donna, you should pick someone who looks very, very drunk or fried. So
Attractive.
attractive, but also not very with it. So they're not
That's
going to put much of
important,
a
too.
fight.
Okay. Do I see anyone that fits that description?
Okay, so if you're still on the edge of the jungle, you're still too far away to
Okay.
see details. So as you start moving towards the pools, as I say, there are these large standing stones, which you can stand in the shadow of, and you're completely invisible, but you can still see what's going on. Donna, do a spot hidden for me.
Okay. I failed.
Okay. So you move up to the rock and you're looking around it. And now that you're much closer to these people, you can see that they're not only dancing, but a lot of them are, for lack of a better word, fucking.
Hmm.
Hmm.
And more than that, they're not just doing that very animalistically, but sometimes the ones that have the stones around their neck with their eye thing will take their stone, and they will slash one of the others with it, slash their arm or slash their back with it. And the pain just seems to amplify the person's dancing.
Hmm.
you start to recall also what you read in African stock cults, that this whole thing might be a sacrifice where a lot of them will sacrifice themselves by slashing their own throats.
Mhm.
But yeah, you see a number of candidates. Do you want to pick man or woman?
I'm going for a female,
Okay.
one that's looks maybe like she's had a little bit too much to drink and is somewhat attractive.
Well, they all kind of look like they're out of their minds.
Okay, well that's fine. All right.
So,
I guess I'm gonna try to sneak my way up as best I can. Hopefully nobody's looking because they're having too much fun with each other. And
yeah, you find that if you just sort of go with the flow, nobody's paying attention to you at
nobody's
all.
paying attention to this little white girl.
Go ahead and do a willpower roll, a power roll.
Okay. Oh my God, I failed.
Oh, no, well, so you got a failure? All right.
Yeah.
So you get up close, nobody notices you, but you find it very difficult to try to get into this person's body while they're undulating around. And you just can't seem to get an edge in. What are the rest of you doing?
I don't have the rhythm right.
What do the rest of you want to do? You see her trying.
Dirk
It's
is
like
kind
she's
of
trying to get into a game of double dutch. And
Dirk is kind of in standby mode for the most part, because I mean he's got to preserve himself for the big,
Right.
the big thing. So
Are you staying down in the
Guy?
south, or are you going to work your way around?
I
the
think
I
huts?
was gonna ask if Guy wanted to start working our way around the right side behind
Yeah.
the stones.
And I've kind of got to
try
work in a similar direction to be able to see them. So
Right.
so we kind of all
Okay.
go together.
Yeah, that's true.
we could yeah, that's fine. I was gonna say, is there someone close that we could try to mount? Like, is there, I don't know if we still wanna, how close we're gonna get, or if we're gonna stay in the same direction or anything, but
Well, I'll say that you saw from Donna's experience that nobody seemed to pay any attention to her anyway.
Yeah, most of them don't
So
have that
if
third eye.
Yeah.
if you want to try,
should we try, or should we all stay together? How,
Well, it'll be Dirk won't have to feel he has to keep us all in sight if we take bodies, and it'll be a bit
Yeah.
easier on him.
Yeah, I don't
So,
see
I'm gonna-
any harm in
Yeah.
mounting somebody now.
I'm gonna try to mount the
Yeah.
closest person I can then that's not actively fucking, because
Mhm.
I just kind of want to stay off to the side and kind of
Yeah.
just, and then
Get a
when-
wallflower.
Yeah, yeah.
okay, go ahead and roll a power roll.
I 69, ironic.
Nice.
No.
But my power is now 58.
Nice.
So can I spend 11 to make it a success?
Well, let's do it this way because I rolled really good. So we'll say that you get there and you sort of slam into the guy and you try to get inside of him, and it's almost as if
This
he
sounds so
suddenly
bad.
yeah, he suddenly turns and sort of sees you and grabs a hold of you and shoves you back out. And your soul almost feels like it's shoved
Okay.
back out of his body. And then he looks at you with an annoyed look and then goes back to whatever he was doing.
Awkward.
Yeah. He's obviously ace.
I would like those of you who are sneaking around to the other side, do a spot hidden for me.
Let's see.
Regular success.
That is a
Nope. 89.
We got a regular, but I could spend 3 to make it hard if it
No, you
matters.
I got a regular,
just
so-
want to know if you pass. So those of you who passed, I would like you to do a power roll.
Okay. Regular success for the power roll.
So I know I have all this POW. Do I have 150 or was that like on top of what I already had?
No, you have 150
Oh,
total.
extreme
Well, I mean,
success. 14 over
Nice.
16. Yeah.
This 95 is still a success. So,
You're
Okay,
mighty.
So if you passed your spot hidden and you passed your power roll, or you failed your power. Did anybody fail their power? Okay. So as you're going, you're keeping behind these standing stones because they're the biggest. You can run from shadow to shadow.
Yeah, yep.
But you all sort of notice right about the same time as you've run into the shadow of one of these stones that there's something on the stone that looks, you didn't think of it, you thought of it like, you know how, bugs in the jungle can sometimes glow like fireflies, that there seemed to be some sort of light coming from the stone itself. And when you turn and you look, you notice that there are letters that are carved into these stones. They're not any language that you've ever seen before, but the stones are absolutely completely covered in them. And all the little letters are glowing just a little bit. Enough so that the more that you stare at them, the more that you can actually notice that they're there. What do you do?
Well, this might be some kind of spiritual bug zapper, sir. We should be careful.
A ward or
Yeah.
I don't even
That's another word
recognize
for it.
this.
Yeah.
I don't recognize this this language, do you? This alphabet? None of it.
Not something I was taught in public school, no.
I want to step up to it and take the stone around my neck and just try to scratch at one of the letters.
Okay.
Not too
Nothing
hard
really
or anything.
happens.
Okay.
Yeah. But James and Dirk, you are both looking closer at the letters. I would like you to once again do a power roll.
That's a pass.
That's a regular pass.
You're looking at the letters, and for some reason, they do start to look familiar. Like either you've seen them somewhere before, or you must have run across them because you can almost make out what they are. What do you do?
Ugh.
Guy and Sean, you're both there. Amy, where are you, by the way? Are you with them?
Are you still trying to get a body, Amy? Oh, sorry, Donna.
Oh, no. I'm just going with them covertly
Yeah, we're
until
okay.
I see a good moment to do whatever I want to do.
Yeah.
Guy, Sean, and Amy, because they noticed them, you noticed them now. But what you notice more is that James and Dirk are standing perfectly still, staring open-mouthed at the rocks.
It is a bug zapper. Let's get them out of there. Okay, I'll just cover their eyes with my hands and sort of see if I can pull them away.
Okay. James, Dirk, do power rolls again.
Yeah.
That's a 28
That's
under
a pass.
150.
You both passed.
Yeah.
You become extremely annoyed at Sean trying to cover your eyes. You want to read the stones. And they're
Sean, I
starting to
Mr.
make some
Sterling, it is
sense.
taking
I
you
got this.
over. No, Mr. Sterling, it is holding you. It's a spider web of some kind. You
I
need to
almost
pull
have
away
what
from
it
it.
says. It's in my head.
It's a trap, sir. Trust me on this. It's some kind of trap. It's pulling you in. Dirk, you're the only living one here. Do you really want to die here? You've got to stop looking at that fucking thing.
And I'm the only living one here, and I'm going to read this stone.
Oh, it's going to be your deaths. You do that. It's a trap.
Talking to them is
People-
probably not going to stop them from doing it. What do you do?
Okay, well, I'm grabbing Mr.
yeah,
Sterling
well-
first because that's my instinct to do that and dragging him away. No,
There's
sir.
one thing we can try to do, but it will definitely break a little bit of trust. We can try and mount Dirk.
No, anyways, If I
Yeah,
pull him far
it's-
enough away, does that help?
We've been
Hey, I-
mounting
I
Like
heard
I'm
the
throwing him
whole
over
time.
my shoulders and walking away
Well,
with him.
I want to know what
he-
he
Dirk
says.
the whole
like-
time. Let's see. You just
he
get in
he
him.
allowed
Get
it
in there.
first.
I'm gonna,
Yeah,
but in
I'll-
this instance, I'm gonna resist with my 150 pow.
Yeah,
I know
so
what it's-
yeah, so
Let me make
before
it a-
he allowed it or wasn't aware of it. So now
Why don't-
it feels a little wrong to do it now. It definitely breaks trust. So I'll just can I do what can I notice the writings? Do I see what it is?
Don't
Is
look
it like
at it.
runes?
No.
Is it
Something like runes, something very alien, perhaps very
do not-
similar to the stone.
Do not look at
that-
them, Amy.
This
Do
was,
not
No,
look
but-
at them.
Was it-
Stay
was it in
focused
the-
on our compatriots.
was it on
Get
the,
them
out
of
those
If-
those tarot cards? Was it on those?
It doesn't
when
matter,
we were
sir.
in-
It's a
when we were in the-
trick.
when we were in the dream maze.
It's
if I just
Where I've
stand
seen it.
facing if I say maybe the next stone has more clear writing, if we move along, we can, see if the other stone has better writing. I mean,
sir, you don't let yourself get conned normally. This is a big con. You must get out of this.
Nobody is stopping me. Well, I'm still reading.
They are.
Yeah, well, I'm trying
they
to I'm
are-
trying to clear James first. 'Cause it's-
Yeah, they're unable to turn away from the stone.
I'll step
you-
between them and the stone.
Are we getting anything information now? All right, it just seems like it's like I get the feeling it's like just like we're right on the verge of
It's
interpreting it, and I don't know if that's true or not. And as the player, but as a character, like I feel like I'm right about to
Yeah.
get it.
You're starting to comprehend the language, and it's starting to tell you things about the way the universe runs that are insane and terrifying. And unless somebody physically rolls you away, you're just going to stand there staring at the stones.
great Christ Almighty.
So
James doesn't have a
I-
body, right?
No, I'm just me. I'm not.
I don't think
evaluating.
I ever said I left the slit
Okay.
throat body that I
I'm
was
going
incorporating
to see
behind.
if
So
I
I'll
can-
just
Since I am partially spiritual, I'm going to try to see if I can incorporate James's spiritual, like make a contact with the top of his head, stuff it into the center of my chest and drag him away. Like see if I can capture him in my body and pull him away from looking.
I'll do drag away Dirk with because I think I'm still in the slit throat body.
Yeah.
I don't think I left that one behind.
Right.
So I'll just try and drag away Dirk.
Do a brawl roll, because it's the only way he's going to break contact.
So do I have to
I'm
do a
not in
brawl
my
roll,
own-
or who's
I'm not
You're-
in, I'm sorry. I'm not in my own physical body. So do I still use my own brawl roll skill, or do I use like whatever percentage you
Just-
give me
just
now
use-
for what the cultist was?
Just use your own brawl roll.
71, so I'll fail anyway. But I
Sorry.
just want to
Okay.
make sure.
But
Tom,
you
do I
bang
make a brawl
into
roll?
him.
do I make
Yeah,
a
you
brawl
do
roll?
a
Tom?
brawl roll. Yeah.
Okay. I'm actually good at this. Hard success. I know how to grapple people.
Okay.
Sir, you're coming with me, like it or not.
So you slam yourself into Dirk and knock him away. Dirk, you can do a power roll to see if you break away from it.
Okay. That's a 71 under the 150.
Yeah. Yeah, so you're fine.
Okay.
He breaks you away from it. At first you want to punch him in the face, but then you realize that you were mesmerized by something.
Yeah, I say, hey, I'm in. Oh God. Okay. Yeah. No.
But James is
yeah.
still locked onto it.
We've got it. Oh, wait a minute. Okay. I know what we can do.
Universe, I
Dirk, we
see
need
it
to walk
all.
away from James and leave him here until he's out of your sight. He'll snap back. Let's go.
Yeah, we'll
right.
go on stone to stone without looking at it.
All
So-
We'll get him out of
universe,
sight. So he
all
has,
the secrets of the
you're going to snap.
universe are right here.
So
Oh,
as
it's
soon as
horrible.
Dirk
That's
gets
beautiful.
far enough away, moving around, avoiding the other stones, avoiding looking at them, James, you're suddenly ripped away from the stone, and you're overstanding by Dirk, and I'd say you can, well, we'll just say that you're very disoriented and angry, and you feel like you had the answers to everything almost in your hands, and now it's gone.
Everything.
But you also remember what
Answers to
situation
everything.
you're in.
Oh, God. Those
And
stones
it wasn't a pleasant
answer to everything.
answers. It
Sir,
was
it's
horrible
just like
answers.
Monte
This-
Carlo all
why-
over again. Remember the
I know what
pyramid
we have to do
scheme?
here, but
It's a con, sir. It's a con. They were
chaos,
conning us.
the insanity of our very existence. This
Yes,
universe,
sir. It's
none of
all
it
a
is-
bunch of palaver, sir. It's a con.
So why
You
are we
gotta
even
just break away
bothering
from it.
today? None of it's real.
Sir, I
It's
need you to
all-
stay focused.
Everything we believe.
None of that
Oh.
matters, sir. What matters is we get Dirk out alive, we find out what happens to your son, and we make King Kaleko pay, and nothing else matters at this point.
All right, you're right. My
Okay.
son he may even still be alive. He might. You're right.
Exactly,
You're
sir.
right, Sean. He might be in that hut. I
Mhm.
got to work.
Don't
on
look at
getting
the
to that.
stones again, sir.
I'm not looking
okay?
at the stones. I want a body or something. I want to get to that hut or even,
Okay.
I
That
wanna
I
get
can
to
do
that
for you,
hut.
sir. Would you like a body? I'll bring a body out here.
Yes. This is a
I'll go
conversation
and
I never
I'll,
thought we'd have.
Yeah. I'll go
All
and I'll
right,
find
we'll-
somebody suitable.
We'll make that quick. What you managed to get somebody distracted and get
If I
into
have
that
to.
body. Donna,
Yeah, okay.
you've managed now to jump from a couple people. You've worked your way into the center of the crowd, and you can see this altar is piled up on the bones of, I don't know, must be hundreds and hundreds of victims. They're just skulls. But you start making your way towards the huts, and you can see that there is activity at hut number 1 on the left, but no activity on the right where the 2 guards are posted. You probably also can see across the pond that your friends or your family is moving in that same direction towards there. You also notice that looking down into the star pools, you get the impression that they might all somehow be connected under the water. You can see the contours of the bottom sort of moving together in tunnels. So they might all be connected somewhere underground. And it's odd the way they're glowing. It's like there's some sort of moss or lichen that's growing on the sides underneath that glows faintly. So you're heading towards the crowd that's in front of the huts.
Yep.
You wanted to see what you could see. Yeah, you're doing your dancing. There's definitely a sort of decoration. The decoration to the hut on the left definitely looks like maybe King Kaleko. That's his tent. They seem to be a little more regal. I don't know if you'd say it, more decoration to it. The one on the right is decorated with the white skulls with the 3 heads. And the one in the center isn't decorated at all. And you just see the black doorway, which makes you feel very strange. You feel cold when you look in that direction, and nobody's anywhere near it. Where do you want to go from here as you're making your way through?
I feel drawn to the center hut. I don't know why, but it's pulling me, and I'm doing my little
Sure.
windsock dance over to the entrance.
Okay.
Do I notice any carvings or anything on the outside of the building?
As you move towards the center hut, the stark contrast is that there's no decoration at all. Um, and you think there should be, some ambient light that would cast some light into the hut itself. But as you get closer to it, you realize that there isn't any, that it's like a black, empty hole. And as you get moving towards it, despite the fact the temperature outside is hot and it's humid, you feel a chill air coming from that center hole. Do you go up to it and look inside?
I feel that she would. I feel she would.
You walk up towards the door and you realize that there is nothing inside the hut. It is a pitch black, empty void. There's not even a floor inside the hut. There's not back walls to the hut. And in the distance, you can see black stars and a black sun. And you realize that this is a hole into that other nightmare world.
Mm.
When the air is starting to suck you towards the entrance, you're somewhat tempted to just let it go and jump inside. But it's just that sort of feeling you sometimes get. And it's terrifying. You're afraid of it. You can roll a sanity roll.
Okay. Oh, hard success. I'm good.
All right. Yeah, you're good. I'd like you to take it 1d4 anyway
Okay.
of sanity damage. That place
4.
is real. That dark place is real.
Yeah.
At that point, one of the guards that's over by the hut on the left, I'm sorry, on the right, he looks over at you and motions for you to get away from that place. And then goes back to standing next to the door. All right, the others, you guys have worked your way around, and you see that there are 3 large standing stones behind the huts. We will say you are behind the one on the right. And it's noisier here. There are a lot more people. They're dancing, and there are drummers. They're making the ground shake with their pounding. What do you want to do?
Guy, did you want us to get you a body, or do you want to stay ghostly for now?
I'll get a body. I can get it.
Okay.
We can say at this point there's enough of these people that they are starting to seriously slash one another. Some of them have become weak from lack of blood, and you find that they're very easy to slide into once they become delirious. So
All
if
right.
you want, you've all got bodies at this point.
I'll definitely get a new one so I don't. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll probably ask the others. My plan, I don't think it would work anymore. It does very much.
Kinda
Like
seems
they
like-
seem to be performing
kinda
it
seems
for
like
We're
what
doing a
they're
bigger
doing
job
anyways.
than you ever could.
So I'm open to whatever you guys offer.
I think maybe you all split between the 2 huts that are occupied. Figure out if Jack's in one, if Kaleko's in the other,
Right.
and then let me know which one Kaleko's in, and then we'll see if we can
Go
get,
from there?
get me close.
Well,
Have I danced my way back over to them?
Yeah, because
Yeah, you danced.
Amy went to
you danced your way.
Donna went to do some reconnaissance to tell us what she saw.
She joins you.
Yes, Kaleko is in that left hut. He is in there. The center one, Daddy, you're not going to believe it. It goes to that midnight place.
What? The labyrinth, the maze.
Yes, I saw the black stars. I saw the dark void. I almost was tempted to go inside, but I
Oh.
didn't. It was very scary.
Oh, I'm glad you didn't go in. Do you
But
think?
I
Do you
think
think James?
Kaleko,
Do you think that Jack?
I don't think James is in there, Daddy. I don't know
Jack?
what was in that third hut. I couldn't see and the guards shooed me away. But Kaleko is definitely in that first hut.
All right.
I'm thinking by everyone's activity, it seems like this ritual is ramping up. He's got to come out at some time. If everybody can get into a cultist's body and just blend in, we can wait outside that hut for him to exit and get him.
Can I ask one more question to the keeper?
Yes.
The people being slashed, do they also have third eyes sometimes, or are those never
No, it
touched?
seems like the ones with the third eyes are the ones doing the slashing.
And they don't slash each other.
Doesn't look like it. Well, you know what? They
Okay.
might cut themselves somewhat so their blood is.
How
Yeah,
far
okay,
how
but
far are we from the King Kaleko's hut? About
Well, the three huts are maybe 15 feet apart, so 30 or 40, 50 feet.
And we're
You're
behind the
you're
stone.
really close to the first
Oh, no,
hut on the
we're, oh, no, we're okay. I
it's
know
up
that
to the
you
one on the
said 30 or
right.
40 feet from King Kaleko's?
Yeah, it's just over there.
um, I know that we need to have our confrontation with Kaleko, but
Well, sir, the
I
hut
need
that
to go to that right hut. I need to
yeah,
see if my
what
son
we could would you say
Jack
the
is
hut was
still
made of,
alive.
Tom? Is it like straw and stuff, or what's the building materials?
It's grass and
Sir, we don't have to go around the
poles and
front.
stuff.
Go
I
around the
know.
back and just make a hole. You'll be able to see
Well, you
the
are
hut.
behind it.
I
You
mean,
are
I
correct.
I was
Yeah, just
thinking I would jump into one of the guards, and then once I was inside, kill the other guard, and then go in and look.
so you could go to the back of the hut and just make a hole in the grass. Just take a look.
I'll try that. But if that doesn't work, if we can't get in, I'm gonna have to take over one of
That's
the
fine,
guards.
sir, but
Okay.
try
All
this
right.
first.
All right.
So,
So I would.
James, you're going to come up behind the huts. Anybody going with him?
Yeah, I'll stay nearby.
Okay.
I'll go with.
And you guys are armed. So, all right. So you get to the back of the hut, and you do realize that it wouldn't be that hard to part the grass. There are poles in there, but there's enough to where you could part it and look inside. What you see, Mr. Sterling, is the room is fairly sparse. There's no light, but there is light coming through the front curtained door. There is somebody laying down on a mat or some sort of makeshift bed-like structure. They're facing away from you, but when your eyes get used to it and you're looking in there into the dark, you realize that it's a man, and he's wearing clothes that Jack would probably wear. You can see that he's chained so that he can't escape. But he's not facing you. So you're seeing kind of the back of the back of his back and the back of his head.
I'm gonna whisper through, Jack. Jack, it's your father. Jack, can you hear me?
Do a luck roll.
May just be a pass. Let's see. That is just a pass.
Okay. Yeah, the person starts to sort of shift on the bed, and suddenly he turns towards you, towards the place where you've parted the grass, and you're looking into a black lizard-like face with teeth and markings on him that look ritualistic. But the eyes that are looking at you are definitely Jack. and you realize that he's almost completely transformed, and there is forming on his forehead a third eye socket. What do you do? He looks at you, and you can see he has tears coming down his face.
Jack, can you see me? Can you? This is. I know. I know. I don't look like your father, but I am your father. Can you see that? The third eye. Can you see that? That it's me.
He looks at you with a pleading look. You can only guess that he's thinking, "Dear God, put me out of my misery."
I know, Jack.
He moves his arms and legs, and you can see they've transformed.
Sean.
They're black.
Sean, I
You
can't.
can do a sanity roll too.
I will do a sanity roll. See what happens if they are. That's a pass. I'm gonna immediately ask Sean. Sean, can you do it? I need you to do this. I can't do it.
sir.
I can't kill my own son.
I understand, sir.
I've already put him here. I can't kill him.
All right.
We need to
If I have an
finalize the
idea where he is based in the hut, I'll go there, I'll part the grass, and I'll put the shotgun through, and I'll put it under his chin or someplace suitable. And I'll make sure it's going to be exactly where it needs to be, and then sure, the forehead would be good. And I'll pull the trigger. Or both barrels right into him.
All right. All right. Your gun goes off, and it blows through the third eye and out the back of his skull. He immediately slumps to the ground. The shot rings out, though, and the guards immediately hear it.
Yes, they
And you see them open up the curtain and come running inside. And then they realize that you're out there. So they go out, and they start running around to the other
dump
side.
these bodies now. Let's get out of these bodies now.
Well, I got to cover Dirk's retreat. Dirk, you didn't come up, did you? You're
No.
still back somewhere? Good. Okay. All right.
We'll go right back to Dirk.
Amy's with me and Donna.
No, let's not go back
Yeah.
to Dirk.
Okay, well, one of you, now that it seems as if things are happening, one of you is getting a Tommy gun and the other is getting a shotgun. Because they're no good to me. Not for what I need to do.
At this point, Guy is going to say, "All right, time's up. Leroy Jenkins." And he's going to run right into the King Kaleko's hut.
Okay.
I'll just
so-
take the gun from Dirk and follow whatever.
Okay, Guy, you are in somebody's body. What weapon do you have in your hand?
I don't know. I'm not too sure if I have a weapon. I
think Dirk
didn't
gave you
s-
something, didn't he?
I guess
you
I
had
would
the
have
handgun.
a
Yeah, or
Or
handgun.
did you keep the shotgun?
No,
have
I
at least
think
a shotgun.
I encouraged Sean to take the shotgun. So
No, I took some other guy's shotgun. You've still got the one you've always drove over all this
Okay,
time.
yeah, I got a shotgun.
You got a
yeah.
shotgun. You do.
Okay, then Amy has a Thompson. And Donna has a handgun, I guess.
All right. Guy, you burst into King Kaleko's room. King Kaleko is sitting in a kind of makeshift bamboo-looking throne. There are a couple of people on either side of him giving him food, something like that. And as you bust in,
If it's possible, could I come in shooting? As I'm busting through the hut, I want to just dumping,
Diving in.
yeah, just can't be that big of a hut, and I just spraying and praying.
okay, go ahead and do shooting. Oh,
Firearms. I should know this by now. All right, I got a 50. I have a firearms of 55. I will be willing to spend luck if it makes a difference.
This is the time to do it. Yep.
Yeah.
thing is, I got an extreme.
Oh
So,
shit! Don't waste your luck then.
Oh
Don't
wait,
waste
I
your
can
luck.
get an I can get an extreme too. If
uh,
what I'll use it all. If I could just jackhammer him a little bit, soften him up some.
well, let's just for the sake of the story, let's play
Okay,
it
I'm
out like
sorry. I'm
this.
sorry.
You come in and you start shooting, and you immediately take out one of the guards, uh, maybe one of the other servants. You fire at King Kaleko, and he raises his hand like this, and the bullets seem to be stopping in midair
Yeah,
in
that's what I
front of
thought.
him. He in anger rises up, just as maybe one of those other guards is getting here to tell him that something's gone wrong. Uh,
Too late,
uh,
buddy.
he says something out loud. You don't recognize what it is, and he goes like this, and you suddenly feel the heart in your chest squeezed, and the body you're in just keels over to the side. He may be using that very same spell that you guys
That
have.
Dirk needs to use. Yeah.
Now, just out of curiosity, I can still use that body though, right? Because
It's dead now. It's still usable to you.
yeah. So
At this point, it seems not functioning, or it's
so I can't just play dead.
Yeah.
All right, so
maybe.
I'd like to play dead if I could. Just I want to kind of stay
Okay.
in the body while he's like looking, I guess.
Okay. He stands there for a second with his fist, and you can feel the ribs crack, and the heart just comes flying out into his hand.
Ugh.
He throws down onto the ground. So your chest is damaged, but you're still in that body. He starts barking commands at people around him, and he goes out of the hut.
As
the
he's
front.
going out of the hut, can I try to jump inside him?
You can try.
Oh, Guy, you're the kind of guy who would dive off the Eiffel Tower. You're crazy, man.
I did pass. I will be willing to use any amount of luck to make
He
it.
got it. He got an extreme.
Again,
He's
oh,
grotesque.
I don't. He got a 2, actually.
I can use enough luck to get a 1. But I guess no, I don't.
So you attempt that. You reach up and grab his leg as he's going past you, and his strength of will is super powerful.
Mhm.
He slams you back down into the ground. You almost feel like you go through that dead body and into the ground a little bit. But he blasts past you. What are the rest of you doing?
I think I've been
He's now
looking
making
for,
his way towards the center of the pools.
yeah, I think I've been looking for a distraction, and I mean,
Do
It's
I
there.
see any
God, if this
bottles of
isn't one.
rum?
Do a luck roll.
Oh,
I want to get in conversational distance.
22 out of 44.
Okay, you find a bottle of rum.
Okay. I'm going to rip her little loincloth or whatever she's wearing and stuff it in. Please tell me there's a fire nearby.
There are torches everywhere.
Yes. I'm going to light it and I'm going to throw it at him.
Okay.
My throw is terrible, but I feel like a Molotov cocktail might be better than a gun. Oh, I failed.
He sets
How
other
badly
people
did
on
you
fire.
How badly did you fail?
Very badly. 72 out of 20.
Oh,
Yeah.
I got a triple zero. So
Oh, really? Wow.
I'll say that you threw the bottle, it hit, it splattered, and flames go everywhere. And some of it did get on him, but he was able to
Damn it.
at least put it out.
Dirk is just
okay,
thinking,
what-
you all have to wait till I have him in the
What
grip.
are the rest of you doing?
If we can see this guy and he stands out, I'm gonna wait. I'm waiting for Dirk to get close enough to make a difference. I'm not going to call attention to myself until that point.
Okay, Dirk, where are you?
I'm working up as the the gunfire started happening in the hut. I'm like, well, this is the distraction I need. So I'm slowly working up my way to get to where I'm in the right range for the spell.
Okay.
I'm just with Sean. I'm still a little shocked that my son. Now I know my son is dead, and I'm still a little shocked. But I'm staying with Sean.
James,
Getting over
we
there.
got to him on time, James. This was the best possible situation we could have hoped for.
We saved him. We saved him.
We saved him.
Let's go
And
help
now,
Dirk.
sir, now we must get revenge.
Yes.
Stay focused, sir. Okay.
Let's go help Dirk.
Kaleko pushes his way through the crowd to the center where the altar of bones is. Dirk, you're following behind him. You're not quite close enough yet, but you will be in the next round.
Yeah.
And when he gets to the center of the pools and climbs up onto the altar, he raises his hands and he shouts something at the top of his lungs. And you hear a rumbling in the ground. You can feel it. And the water in the pond starts to boil. And suddenly something comes up out of one of the ponds. A crab fish monstrous thing. It rips itself out of the ponds, and it bellows at in a horrible manner. You can all do sanity rolls.
Do I do it? Am I still in the hut or?
You're probably up by now.
Pass.
Are you going to take that
Bill.
same body, or are you going to get up with another one?
Oh, go with the open chest. That's so cool.
Yeah, I think if it's still functioning, I think I'm going to go with the open chest. Grab my shotgun and just charge out there.
Awesome.
I got an 06 on my sanity roll.
So
regular success.
If you have a success, do a 1d4. If you failed, 1d12.
1.
Never get to roll a 12.
3.
1.
9.
Oh my God.
Ooh.
Oh no, Amy. Oh no. No, not Amy.
Amy, roll an intelligence roll.
Fail, Amy.
Yes.
Don't make it. Don't be smart, Amy.
Be dumb.
Be dumb, Amy. Channel dumb.
44, so that's definitely a pass. Yep.
Oh,
Let me first deduct my sanity before I forget.
Did anybody
I think
else?
I've also passed. I'm indefinitely insane as well. I've passed the 1/5 mark.
Okay.
So just do with that information what you will.
That you can be cured by a psychologist, although I think there might be some trouble with that. Do a 1d8 for me.
Sorry.
Oh.
I just imagined this wacky
Crazy
comedy
ghost.
of this ghost going to a psychologist. 4.
4. For at least a while, everything around you begins to sort of spin, and you can't remember how you got here or where you are or what the hell is going on all around you. It's like you just woke up in a hospital somewhere, and you seem to have lost your memory. All right, the rest of you.
What the hell is going on?
Yeah,
Jesus
it's just
Christ.
utter pandemonium all around you.
Yeah, and I have this gun in my hand still.
And there's a
Go to the
monster.
others. I'll think about how my character would react to something like this. I have no idea.
Dirk, when that monster rises up, you get the distinct impression that it has no intention of doing anything to you. But it's flailing around. So the rest of you seem to be, or at least your bodies seem to be in danger. What do you want to do?
I'm still going after Kaleko.
Okay. Kaleko doesn't see you. You are just one in a crowd. The monster is going to start rampaging, which means he's killing their own people. What do the rest of you want to do?
Well, I'm trying to circle around on Kaleko, and I'm looking to see when Dirk is finally, doing
Within,
the spell.
yeah.
And then I'm going to charge Kaleko once I know he's got him. But I'm trying to get into a position to do that.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm gonna do the same. We're gonna just open fire on Kaleko.
But wait till he's got him. Wait till he's
Yeah.
got him.
Yeah, I think Donna,
Right.
with her body that she has, is going to try to find some cover and then set up because she sees O'Neill and James doing the same.
All right. All right, Dirk. You are now within range.
Okay.
Let's see where that spell.
I gotta spend a magic point to begin with.
Yeah. You spend a magic point,
Spent.
and you roll a 1d20 for sanity.
Yeah.
Gonna hurt.
16.
You're going to lose 16 points of sanity.
Oh. That's definitely
Um,
taking me below the one, or
Brutal.
way past a fifth of it. Then, yeah.
Okay. We'll say that you're within, you're probably close, around 20 feet away from him. You now have to get an opposed POW roll. So you roll POW, I'll roll POW. Let's see how you do.
150.
Oh, that's a 03.
Oh, well then yeah. I got a 39, but that's not extreme. So suddenly, King Kaleko yelling prayers or whatever up to the sky and obviously controlling the monster. He suddenly stops and he grabs his chest.
Now's the time to attack. That was the moment I was waiting for.
All right, go ahead and make
Time
your
for
attack.
both barrels of the shotgun. 23, so that's a hard success because I'm actually pretty good with guns.
Do damage.
It says
You can't-
46. Is that what both barrels do, or is that the single barrel? I don't really know.
46. I think that's just the gun.
That's just the gun? Okay.
Yeah. So
Are we all shooting at the same time? Or...
I would think so, yeah.
Oh, okay. With my little handgun.
I just rolled a success and I have a 1d10 damage.
18 for the shotgun.
yeah, I think that very quickly
Oh, I
you
just got
guys
a,
riddle him.
I just got a 10.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Yeah,
spend
you
four
riddle
luck
him with
so
so
I
many
hit.
bullets.
Oh, he's
Yeah.
not coming back from this.
He's torn into pieces by
For
the
my
bullets.
son, you fucker.
And just as his body is going down, his chest rips open and his heart comes flying out and lands in Dirk's hand. And then suddenly the creature stops and looks around disoriented. Dirk, do you want to try anything?
Does this thing have a heart?
Well, you have the stone. You can
Oh, I do,
control
yeah.
it. Theoretically.
Huh.
Just have to use a power roll on it.
You can get it to trash the place.
Yeah, let's send it on a tantrum like a little baby.
Okay. Do a power roll.
Destroy the huts.
Yeah, the huts, the stones,
Uh,
just fuck everything over.
43.
Back to that middle hut.
Well, 43 is better than my roll. So you can feel your mind almost slip into this monstrous body. And then you can, you move it around. And people are screaming. People are falling on their knees and worshiping it as it crushes them into the ground.
Yeah.
It starts smashing them like crazy. So it starts killing the people. But a lot of the people on the edges are now running into the jungle, back down the path that you came up. What else do you want to do with it?
I guess I'm
Don't
gonna
you,
go after the huts. I mean, I'm just going
Okay.
to the pillars, everything.
Make it,
Yeah,
make it
break everything.
go into that central hut. I think if you shove it in that central hut, it'll collapse in on itself and it'll go back to where it came from.
Destroy the pillars, make this place unusable.
Yeah,
Just wreck
we're-
it all, Dirk.
We're
I'd like
getting
to. I'd
everything.
like to grab King Kaleko's body and throw it in the void.
Yeah, that sounds.
The
That's a good
void
idea.
hut. Just
Give him a bum rush. Just toss.
yeah, just
give him the old heave ho in there.
All right. So in the matter of minutes, while Dirk is smashing the standing stones, you've dragged his body and you throw it into the void. The guy, do a luck roll.
Yep, 46 under 75. So
Okay. As you throw that body into the void, there is suddenly a sucking wind that you have to fall to the ground to keep from sliding into the doorway as it goes. And you get the distinct impression that there's something in that void, and it's now moving towards the open hole.
No.
But Dirk smashes things all around. He smashes the other two huts. And as you guys get out of the way, and Dirk attempts to smash the middle hut, the creature's claw, arm, tentacle thing smashes into the hut, and then it's stuck there, and you see it suddenly being pulled, and like being sucked into outer space through a hole in a spaceship. It gets torn into pieces and pulled through the hole. And there's a great gawumph when it goes, and the void is no longer there. And everything seems to go back to pandemonium normal.
Right. Okay, now we have to get Dirk out of here before anything else
So say, do I
happens.
automatically like dismount that thing or?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
You never really left your body.
Yeah.
You were just sort of somehow controlling it.
I'll take a moment to throw Kaleko's heart on the ground and invite Sterling to stamp it out.
I do. Like crush it. I crush it right into the ground.
So we'll say that within half an hour, you start hearing gunfire down the hills. So you think that Senegal's men have now probably met the cultists that are coming back down.
So we got to get Dirk safely back to
we'll escort him so
to
that
the clearing.
yeah.
And
Imagine-
I think Mama Josephine will be there as
Imagine I'm
well.
doing a lot of babbling. I've lost a lot of sanity.
Oh god.
Yeah, Dirk, you're in a bad place.
Yeah.
Is Amy where's Amy? Like we're gonna get everybody together.
Amy has no idea who you all are. The first thing she remembers is seeing all these people bleeding and slashing into each other. At first, she's just asking people, "Excuse me, sir, where am I? What is this? You're attacking that man!" And she just freaks out, doesn't know what's happening, and tries to run away.
Miss
But each
Lachlan,
time she
come
gets-
with us. Miss
Each
Lachlan.
time she gets far enough,
Good
she
Lord.
just gets snapped
Okay.
back to Dirk, and she's in this horror again and tries to run away and gets snapped back. She doesn't know any of you, so she's just
Eventually,
yeah.
eventually, Amy, you get your memory back.
But that's what I imagined was happening in the meantime.
So, we'll say that you guys are sort of cleaning up the area or whatever. When Senegal and his men come through the jungle to where you are you guys still occupying cultist bodies?
I think I was still in my lady friend.
I'm still in my guy with his chest blown.
I haven't left it yet. I just wanted to be ready in case
We're gonna
Dirk
get shot in
needed
those
us
bodies. So
in the aftermath.
I mean, it doesn't really matter. I mean, if they shoot.
I mean, we'll just,
yeah, I know,
mean,
but it delays the process of figuring out what the hell we're doing. So we should play dead or something, maybe.
Well, we'll say that when they come into the area, somebody identifies Dirk. They see Dirk. But you guys, they probably all shoot you because they don't know who you are and think that you're cultists. So you eventually end up back with Dirk, back in your normal thing. And Senegal and his men are like, you actually managed to do it. You killed King Kaleka. Where's his body? You know. Yeah, you destroyed it. Okay. And the monster, you say you destroyed the monster. Fantastic. And Mama Josephine is coming up. She's joined them. And she looks overjoyed, but when she looks at you, Dirk, she looks very sad. Dirk, you look down at your hand and you do see the black scales are growing on your hand. Well, you did it. You did what no one has been able to do. Best give me that stone for safekeeping so that nobody ever finds it.
Yeah.
She puts it into the box. She says, I'm sorry. I misled you. There's not really anything I can do about that.
Oh, okay. A little too insane to care at the moment, to fully grasp either.
If you want, I can ask Senegal or one of his men to end it for you.
That might be good.
And she motions for somebody, and Senegal comes up behind you with a gun. And
At this point,
everything goes.
I want to say I see what's going on, and I'm standing right by Dirk with my arm around him, or even hugging him. We're trying
Yeah,
to.
and I think Donna goes to James and tries to hold Amy's hand if she's still kind of out of it, just because we don't know what's going to happen when Dirk goes. We might go too.
Yeah, as
I
God,
think we all
I
kind
kind of
of gather.
come back a little bit and it's like, you're
So
good
the
detective, Randall.
last thing you hear, Dirk,
Means a lot, Dirk.
Is the sound of footsteps coming up behind you. You hear the air behind you sort of move as a hand comes up. You hear the click of the gun, and you never hear the bang. Everything goes black. And then you find yourself in the dark, and you're opening your eyes, and you're all together, but you're in complete darkness. You seem to be on something flat and metal. And after just a little bit of moving around, since you're all there, like right next to each other, you realize that there are metal bars all the way around you. And then there's a noise in the distance, and a shaft of light comes in from the side. It looks like a rectangle, a huge rectangle, gigantic rectangle that suddenly seems to light up around the edges and get brighter on one side. And a beam of light comes down from above, and you find that you are altogether locked in what looks like a giant bird cage with gold bars. And a voice comes into the room saying, "Oh yes, you must come in here and see my prize. It's not much, but it's quite interesting to see." And these floating heads come in, and he says, "Look, what a remarkable soul I've found." Then that's the end of our story.
That was
is
great.
Burning Stars.
That was
That was
awesome.
good.
He's
Very
obviously
good.
never owned a pet bird before. He's
I
going to learn
always
the meaning
wanted
of
to be a
pain.
bird.
He's going to
That's-
learn what, like, oh.
I'll admit I added
wow.
that little bit at the end.
It's
I
good.
thought you did get a little bit of soul that's stuck somewhere. I usually end it with the gunshot going off, and then that's the end of the story. But thank you very much. You did phenomenal
Thank you.
role
Yeah,
play.
Thank you,
That
Tom.
was great.
That was
That
awesome.
was amazing.
So, what happened? It's not really clear in the story, but I've kind of pieced this together in my own head. That you guys went up there the first time,
Mhm.
and King Kaleko or whatever brought forth the lurker, and the lurker killed you all,
Mhm.
except for Dirk. But when it happened, remember that Nyarlathotep is involved in all of this.
Mhm.
And he thought to himself, what an opportunity I have to spread even more bizarre chaos. And so somehow he sort of recreated your personalities and put them into Dirk, and then somehow breathed life into them so that they were actually real people, even
Mhm.
though they weren't really you,
Mhm.
because you couldn't remember anything that Dirk didn't know,
Right.
probably from the time that you were with him.
Yeah, we
you
had
know?
conversations and stuff, so he learned some stuff about us. Yeah.
So it's ambiguous as to whether you're souls or ghosts or actually the souls of the people that were somehow trapped and mushed together by Nyarlathotep because he thought it would be amusing to see what would happen. And the rest
So-
is just confusion.
I guess
Well, I'm happy we got to be all together.
Yeah.
the only question I have is,
Forever.
is it always Dirk, or is that like
It's always Dirk.
always Dirk? Okay. Didn't know if it was that or like a keeper's choice or something random. So, okay.
Yeah. You don't know who's going to choose Dirk, but
Yeah.
yeah, because everything is written for Dirk. But it's ambiguous enough that it seems to be for each of you. You can each read your characters into whatever is going on.
I really like the idea of the way how Carrie played Donna, but Dirk going around saying daddy all the time.
Yeah, it's hilarious.
The flirting,
Daddy.
the flirting with the flirting with the O&I officers is the best, though. And that was the best for me.
And
I'm really
At the
grateful that you invited me to play, Tom, and everybody I played with. You guys are great.
This has been an
Yeah.
absolute joy.
Yeah.
And just spending all this time
this
with you
was
guys. It really was.
this was an awesome game.
Mm.
At the end, do all the cultists like usually start to sacrifice or slash each other? Because I mentioned something about it, and I saw you make a face a little. It's like, oh shit, seems to be a bad idea.
It's not completely clear, but it does seem to indicate that the older cultists kill the younger cultists, and sacrifice them with their own sharp stones as part of the ritual, an imitative sort of ritual.
Okay.
Logically, it doesn't make sense why the old ones would kill the young ones, because then you wouldn't have any more cultists.
Yeah, I know.
eventually.
I mean, they're an insane cult.
Yeah.
They're
There's
insane.
the-
They're insane.
Yeah.
But the ones with the third eye painted on, they had some kind of vision, didn't they? Some kind of gift.
Yeah, it says that the ones with the third eye can see you, which they don't. So, which also seems to indicate that maybe you do exist.
Mhm.
What would have happened if the walking chaos had made it through the gate, through the entrance of the hut?
Probably exactly what Kaleko wanted in the first place. End of the world, ultimate end of the world.
Mhm.
Nyarlathotep's an interesting character because he comes up with these ridiculous schemes to destroy the world, but then he's kind of impressed if people thwart the thing.
Yeah.
He'll win in the end anyway, right?
Yeah,
If
that's
you roll
his
the
attitude.
dice enough times,
Right,
like
sometimes it'll
eventually
work.
he'll win.
He's just an evil trickster. He just likes to have fun.
And he likes the chaos involved.
Yeah.
He probably, I contemplated the idea of having him show up at the end and say, well, you guys are just far too chaotic and interesting to let you go. So here's a
we're not
body
gonna
back.
we're not gonna stay in that bird cage. I know that. Those backers they're screwed.
Yeah, they might keep you in that bird cage for all of eternity.
Oh no, they won't.
Those are poor.
Mr. Sterling, we're getting out of this. We're not staying here.
Well, let me go ahead and finish up, and then we can talk some more. Our players included Joe Bardalis, Carrie Marion, Kuhn Leighton, Kent Blue, Michael Ramirez, and Troy Lehman with yours truly as the Keeper of Arcane Lore. We have a Discord server where you can chat with other members, you can set up private games, and you can learn the finer arts of gameplay and game mastering. We provide audio-only versions of our shows free for you to download from Spotify, Podbean, or iTunes. Support for the show is provided by our patrons who are listed in the closing credits. If you'd like to show us your appreciation, please visit our Patreon page, or you can use the thanks button just below the screen. Like, share, and subscribe to our channel and punch the bell icon for updates on our latest shows. And leave us some comments. We enjoy reading them and answer any questions you might have. This is Thom Raley, together with all the members of our gaming club, inviting you to journey with us once again into the darkness for another adventure into the universe of H.P. Lovecraft and the Call of Cthulhu role-playing game. Until next time, good luck, good gaming.